This production was made possible thanks to all of our patrons. Thank you.
Here you go, sir. This completes our end of the deal. Don't lose it somehow, okay? After all, you wouldn't make a cute girl like me go digging for it again, would you?
$45? What's wrong?
Ever since you got that tape, 9, you've been putting us at risk.
Sis? I don't understand.
I really have to spell it out for you? We have other jobs besides that tape, 9. And the whole time you brought on those 2 idiots without my permission, I was planning to ditch them so that we wouldn't get caught with our package. We got lucky that we managed to find a safe place to drop them off, but if we hadn't...
You would have resorted to killing them, wouldn't you?
Don't even speak to me with that tone like you have some moral high ground. You were just as close to doing the same thing back at the rendezvous. In fact, you were even worse, encouraging that behavior out of 9.
I had no intention of putting any of our current missions at risk. I made a calculated decision, and 9 made an emotional one. Perhaps now you are revealing some bias from your side of this argument, leader.
I get it. This is your power play, isn't it, 416?
45, please! Let's just forget about it, okay? Like we always do. That's what this life is all about, after all. 416 is in the same position as us, so I'm sure it doesn't please her any more than you to have to do any of this.
If that was really the truth, 9, tell me, why do I now have to take us back to Griffin for a simple tape?
I don't... It's not your fault.
You know what? Don't bother answering that, okay? 'Cause you're right, 9. Let's forget about it. I'll get us back to Griffin, no problem.
Y'all, bunch of crybabies. Jeez.
Sis, it'll be okay. We should get some rest here for tonight. We can probably go another day without maintenance before we get to Griffin. We shouldn't be too far from there by now, right, sis?
My, how perceptive of you, 9.
Honestly, I'm surprised that you still know your way there.
Well, when I'm trying to avoid someplace, I always keep my distance.
Do you mind if I ask you something?
I can only guess it's something personal if you're asking if it's okay. And honestly, there's nothing personal I'm in the mood to mention to you.
I'll go set up the sleeping bags. Does anyone want to help? Sis?
You know what? That sounds like a great idea, 9.
You don't belong here, you know?
I know, but I don't have a choice. This is my assignment.
Stupid. You don't live off of protocol. And that's why we're in this rut together. No wonder she thinks you're just a muscle if you can't even figure that out.
I was afraid your naivety would get you killed one day.
40?
I lied to you. To give you the confidence. That meant happiness to me.
I don't think we can go to a place that far away. I certainly will never have the chance.
That's not true! Because one day everything will change. Let's go together there one day. Just you and me.
But you lied to me.
Are you scared?
To be honest, I really don't know if I've been more scared than this. Does it even make sense to be scared? Am I going to be okay?
I think for humans, it would be natural. WA was right, after all. Griffin won't be giving us a warm welcome.
I think you'll get one. There'll be people who recognize you, 416. You still have a family there.
At one time, I thought so too, 9.
You know, 45 said something similar to me once. But I don't know if she values me as much as that person.
No, I'm the outsider here, 9. Please do not underestimate how much your sister cares about you. She would trade my life for yours if given the chance.
I hate to say this, but I know you're wrong. I'll just say she's a bit more self-destructive than that. And I just don't want to cause my sister any more pain, okay? So I think you should be the one to hand over the tape. You came up with the idea after all, and it's just more fitting, don't you think?
Do you really plan to live in your sister's shadow?
I just want to make her happy, all right?
Commander. Have I just become a burden?
UMP9! This may be your first time hearing my voice, so I hope I leave a good first impression. Oh, and my doppelganger here is UMP45. Don't get confused, okay, everyone?
Things will become better. One day.
45 was confident that we were not too much farther from Griffin. Given the direction we headed on our way here relative to where I know Griffin HQ to be located, I should be able to make it there on foot by nightfall. I just hope my note was clear to them. This doesn't have to be a farewell, but I must fulfill this mission.
Found you! Catch out your tongue, yeah?
You did surprise me. But what's your purpose for being here?
I told you I'd take us, didn't I? And I wouldn't have picked you up otherwise. Besides, who else are we gonna have as the muscle on this team? Sleepo Beepo's the one who needs the heavy lifting, not the other way around. Got it? But even you might not stand a chance facing off against all of Griffin.
Is that all I am to you?
What? Who cares?
416. Is this really about the tape?
Of course. My objective has never faltered. However, I will admit, my motivation has changed. Perhaps it's my cognitive functions acting in a way that they shouldn't. But I noticed through our interactions at the rendezvous with WA and her runt that this tape means more than just a sign of goodwill. It's just too suspicious.
And what if you're wrong?
Then the consequences will be mine alone to bear. 404 is a team not meant to exist, after all. Griffin may not expect us coming, or perhaps they might be. With regards to both scenarios, I have realized that my actions have been selfish, and I am now taking full responsibility for them.
And that's exactly why, as the leader of Task Force 404, I am insisting that we go with you.
Is that so?
Don't you use "is that so" on me, smartass. Weren't you listening to me? I guess I'll have to spell it out for you too. It would be a risk to the mission. We aren't self-righteous martyrs, so get the lone hero crap or some stupid tape. We're mercenaries, and we're a team at that. And as the leader of this team, whenever you go off on your own, whenever 9 cries, there's no one who can help fix it all, so the responsibility falls on me.
Sis, you don't...
So get in the goddamn truck before I'm forced to run you down myself, call you a defector, and swipe that tape from your cold mannequin fingers.
Fine. But allow me to take the temporary lead upon our arrival. I need to be the one to speak with the commander who contracted us for the tape.
I'm willing to grant that for you now. But avoid doing anything that would make our lives more difficult than they already are. Got it? The last thing we need is for your recklessness to become a trend.
I will act in accordance with the permissions of Task Force 404. Whether or not Griffin will regret granting me such permissions is entirely up to them.
Somehow, I knew you'd say that. Next time on 404 Radio. Home will be a little different than when we left it, 40.